Hey everyone, this is Jess again, and welcome back to the Tutorial Tuesday video. This time, there's been an awakening. Just let it in. That's the Force. So we're going to start off with Kylo Ren today, our favorite little emo boy. Kylo Ren is actually fairly simple to make. It's just a matter of making sure you get the shape how you want it, as well as just the different shades of blacks and grays. So I started off by kind of just outlining some different ways that his mask makes like these kind of W or V shapes and the roundness of the top. And then just kind of filling in as seeing fit and playing with different shades of darker grays, lighter grays, blacks, that sort of thing, which you can all do on the wheel and the slider on the left here, as you can see. Now it's up to you whether or not you jot down the exact colors you use, or if you would rather just have it be kind of similar shades so that way you can add some maybe looks of shadows or things like that as you see fit. Now for this, I liked to have a reference image kind of next to me, maybe on my phone, just so that way I can make sure I'm getting the shapes, pretty similar or as close as I can, given that Kylo Ren is a character in a very high budget movie, and this is just kind of some pixel art that we're doing here. But just, like I said, for his mask, it's just playing around with the shapes and the exact shades of blacks and grays and silvers that you want to use. Now for his body, it's actually the easiest part because he wears all black because, like I said, he's everyone's favorite emo kid. He's basically just in a crappy Darth Vader cosplay all the time, so that's essentially what you're making here. And once again, just playing with the shades of dark grays and blacks that you want to use. Now his lightsaber is also fairly easy. You just kind of draw the hilt and a blade-ish kind of shape that I did here, and because it's red and it has that nice little hilt that he's got going on, you can add that in. And even though it's a little short for a lightsaber, that's okay. Now, coming up next is going to be everyone's favorite hero, Rey. Whether you think she's a Skywalker or Kenobi, she's also fairly simple. It's lots of neutral tones, which kind of matches where Rey is from and also maybe alluding to the fact that she is going to be the next Jedi. So neutral tones here, beiges, earthy greens and browns are really key here for Rey. And we're going to add her staff here, which is just basically a black stick with some little bulbous shapes on it. Adding her skin, her face, her neck, her arms, and now her hair. Now because we can't really see the side of her head when making this particular mold of Rey, you can't really get that 3-bun thing she's got going on, but we do see the hairline. This is kind of for her wrap that she wears, just kind of making a general X shape with it, so that way you can get the image of it wrapping around her body how it does in the film, because it is very drapey and very flowy and very natural. And you want it to extend onto the pants as well, because it does in her costume. So to reflect that, we do want to go beyond just the block we have here for a shirt. And then that way it kind of flows a little bit more naturally and nicer, and it looks a lot better than just if it were just to end very abruptly. Adding some whips for her hair, so that way it doesn't just look very one-dimensional and make her look kind of like a dude here. This is kind of just to make up for the fact that you can't really see her bun when you're doing it from this angle. You could, if you really wanted to, give her a side profile, but that would be entirely up to you. Alright, next up is BB-8. Now you're probably thinking, how is this going to work? Well, luckily we can change it to a circle, as you can see on the left-hand side, and BB-8 is basically just 2 circles with other smaller circles as a pattern. So I'm going to outline the circles here for BB-8 and then kind of play with how it worked. As you can see, I'm kind of erasing some of the sides here to make it a little smoother and a little less awkward, but I left the one on the top just so that way I can use it to build his antenna. So starting off with some smaller sizes, those are the 2 little ones that he has on his face, if you want to call it his face, building the antenna, giving it some tops, some shape. And BB-8 has some orange circles, there's also some silver ones, so I'm just kind of putting them relatively randomly, once again using kind of a reference on the side as to where I randomly put them. Then he also has that stripe across the top by his eyes, if you want to call them eyes. And his orange circles have little smaller silvery colors through them and are filled in with white. So just kind of slowly filling things in, putting the lines as see fit. The silver ones do kind of connect, and then just random little nuts and bolts that he's got throughout. And then kind of reinforcing that orange outline by going around the original one that you had, so that way it is more prominent. Now next is everyone's favorite from SNL's skit with Adam Driver, Matt the Radar Technician. Now Matt's got kind of an awkward blonde wig, so if the hair looks like crap, even better, because it's not supposed to look good. Same with the wiry kind of glasses that he has. They don't have to look fantastic because it kind of makes it all the more comical. So kind of just do it as you see fit and make the shape work for you. Don't forget he's got kind of that awkward facial hair going on, so you can add that in with the lips in between and use that kind of as a basis for where it goes. And don't forget, Matt did find Kylo Ren's lightsaber because it's like so cool, right guys? But he just left it laying around, so you can add the same lightsaber that you used. Now Matt wears kind of these darkish, grayish, greenish kind of colors, so just playing with that on the color wheel before adding the orange vest that he does wear. Just kind of make it in a general V shape with the belt, and then the belt can even extend onto the pants just so that way you can get a more fuller look. And then just adding some pockets with more of a burnt orange color just to kind of make them stand out. Kind of adding them wherever you want. Don't forget the name tag. And also adding a first order patch on one of the arms. Doesn't really matter which arm you do. You can't see it in the preview on the right, but you will see it when you play around with the character and he's running the opposite direction as he's facing in the preview. Just adding some more pockets here, and that's Matt for you. Gonna run around and mess up space with Kylo Ren's lightsaber, because he's definitely not Kylo Ren, right guys? Well, anyway, that's all for our Force Awakens tutorial. If you'd like to see more characters from Star Wars, whether it be the original trilogy, the newest Force Awakens movie, or the prequels that I know a lot of people don't like to talk about, please just let us know. We'd be glad to make more of these for you. If you have any other fandoms you'd like to see characters for, also let us know, and that could be next week's tutorial. So thank you so much for watching, and be sure to like us on all of our social media platforms, such as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Tumblr. And that's all for today. Have a great day.